With the coming of autumn, only 4 NFL stadiums house unbeaten teams. In Pittsburgh, the Steelers won their 4th despite an offense that was running on spare parts. Number 38 is Sidney Thornton, one of 7 Steeler reserves forced into action last week against Baltimore. But before lamenting over Pittsburgh's injury situation, consider their devious master plan. Each week it's the same story. Glum faces looking on while quarterback Terry Bradshaw is given last rites. Prognosis, terminal. With Bradshaw apparently sidelined, even winless clubs such as Baltimore are inspired to do big things. But just as eager opponents sense an upset, the fallen hero returns, stumbling into action, pretending that he's forgotten his instructions. Acting disoriented, he claims that he can't hear or understand. But by the time he reaches the scrimmage line, his faculties have miraculously returned. Suddenly, his manner is cool and decisive, and his team's execution flawless. Three times in 4 weeks, Terry Bradshaw has been helped off the field, only to return to direct the Steelers to victory. Last week, tight end Benny Cunningham scored the go-ahead touchdown. And when it counted late in the game, Pittsburgh's injury-riddled pros still made the crucial plays. It was hardly a work of art, but it was Pittsburgh's 4th win against no defeats. It's the mark of a champion, coming up with just enough to win, even when running on 3 cylinders. In Tampa, another undefeated club was running on all 8, coming into its biggest test of the young season. Not that long ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the laughingstock of pro football. Now they're the darlings of the Gulf Coast, a team whose fans have grown accustomed to their punishing style of defense. The Los Angeles Rams failed to score an offensive touchdown against Tampa Bay. The Bucs, meanwhile, had no such problems. Quarterback Doug Williams once again amassed lousy statistics, hitting only 5 of 20 passes. 2 of them, however, went for scores, giving Williams 7 on the season, most in the NFC. Indeed, Williams and company have a good thing going in Tampa Bay. Young runners such as number 42, Ricky Bell, have given the offense new punch. Add to that one of the league's best defenses, and the Bucs' 4-0 record seems more and more convincing. Currently, they're all alone atop the NFC Central Division, but their unblemished mark is still not good enough for the bragging rights of Florida. 4 down in Miami, the Dolphins have been every bit as impressive. Last week, Chicago's Walter Payton arrived as the NFL's leading rusher, but the Orange Bowl is the home of pro football's least scored upon defense. Payton and the Bears were shut down cold. Chicago's scoring problems were aggravated by the spirited play of Miami's special teams. Each Dolphin kickoff became a new experience in masochism for Bear return specialist Brian Baschnagel. Most of Chicago's offensive production came when it no longer mattered. Miami's, on the other hand, came early and often. Miami's explosive pass catchers moved freely through an overworked Bears secondary. But down near the goal line, an old workhorse carried the load. There, Miami went to its tough yardage specialist, a seasoned veteran who still has something left to give, fullback Larry Zonka. When the Dolphins reacquired Zonka in the offseason, many in pro football reacted with amused indifference. Now, 4 weeks into the season, the Dolphins are undefeated, and Zonka is running well behind his old offensive line. Perhaps his sentence in New York made him more appreciative of a strong supporting cast. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but at New England, Steve Grogan and the Patriots found the sweet smell of success as they took on the undefeated San Diego Chargers. The victory aroma that wafted through the air was accompanied by Grogan passes to tight end Russ Francis, number 81, who grabbed 4 for 85 yards and helped the Patriots amass a 20-0 lead by the second quarter. While Grogan chose his sturdy ox, Dan Fouts of San Diego highlighted his graceful gazelles to mount a comeback. Fouts and John Jefferson, number 83, combined to reduce the New England lead to 6. Eventually, the Patriots found that the best way to handle Jefferson was to manhandle him. And the Chargers' hopes for their 4th straight victory were rudely upended, 27-21. At San Francisco, the 49ers kicked up some dust in their quest to withdraw from the ranks of the winless, a predicament they just happened to share with their opponents, the New Orleans Saints. With Steve DeBerg seeking out pesky Freddie Solomon, number 88, the Niners held a 14-13 halftime lead. But Archie Manning soon had San Francisco chasing windmills as he demonstrated why the Saints have the top-ranked pass offense in the NFL. As usual, Manning called on Wes Chandler, number 89, during the course of his demonstration, and was also assisted by backfield mate Tony Galbraith, number 34, as the Saints piled up over 500 yards in total offense for the second time this season. Finally, it was Garo Yepremian who sealed a 30-21 Saints victory. Yepremian's field goal was his 17th in a row, a new NFL record. The Detroit Lions, also hungry for their first win of the season, were out for nothing but blood. The Lions intended to feast on a meal of Atlanta Falcons, a la dead. Number 24, Haskell Stanback, was one of the appetizers on the Lion menu. By halftime, Detroit had a 10-3 lead and was eagerly waiting for dessert. But the Lions discovered that they would have to be able to take punishment as well as dish it out. Number 39, Leonard Thompson, was one member of the Silver and Blue who turned black and blue. When Stanback returned, he provided the kind of punishment that registers on the scoreboard rather than on the body. But Detroit rookie Jeff Comlo calmly held off the Atlanta comeback and throughout the game indicated that he can solve the Lions' quarterbacking woes. With Comlow throwing for nearly 300 yards, the Lions were satiated and had something to roar about at last. A 24-23 victory and win number 1 of 1979. On a glorious Midwestern Sunday, St. Louis's Gateway Arch stood as a glistening rainbow, joining east and west. But there is no Gateway Arch to link today's player to those who preceded him. Yet this generation gap does not diminish the traditional intense rivalries begun long ago. 11-year All-Pro Ken Houston remembered bitter battles of yesteryear between his Redskins and the Cardinals. Today's Redskins are now the not-so-over-the-hill gang, but against St. Louis, their defense played with the spirit of George Allen's old boys. Forced Cardinal errors meant a 17-7 Washington victory in this, the 70th meeting of these NFC rivals. The Eagles and Giants have been feuding as long as footballs have been bouncing, and the winless Giants sought to snatch up victory in their 89th meeting. In years past, Sonny Jurgensen would hit Tommy McDonald with the Eagle game winner. On Sunday, Ron Jaworski and Wilbert Montgomery turned the trick of their predecessors. Montgomery's catch helped Philadelphia to a 17-13 intra-divisional victory. The Packers and Vikings of the black and blue NFC Central are traditional northern enemies. James Lofton's touchdown catch gave Green Bay reason to believe that they might finally beat the Vikes, something they hadn't done in their last 8 tries. Quarterback Tommy Kramer saw things differently. Ahmad Rashad's remarkable one-handed touchdown catch aided Minnesota in tying the game at 21 after regulation. His second scoring effort would extend the Vikings' domination over the Packers to 9 straight. Rashad finished up his day's work with 9 catches for 136 yards and a pair of touchdowns, giving Minnesota a 27-21 overtime victory. But rivalries, feuds, and tradition are not limited to teams born from the old NFL. The wild and woolly AFL days of triple-digit scoring and Barnum and Bailey circus football fostered a deep-seated rivalry between the Raiders and Chiefs that continues to this day. Gary Barbaroux's 70-yard interception return for a touchdown sparked Kansas City. The worst was yet to come for the slumping Raiders. J.T. Smith's punt return for a touchdown was his second in as many weeks. His 88-yard sprint sent Oakland home 35-7 losers. Week 4 of the 1979 season saw at least 3 teams come back from margins of 15 points or more to emerge from the shadows of defeat and win. In Buffalo, Richard Todd and his New York Jets opened up a 24-6 advantage over the Bills in less than a quarter and a half. However, any thoughts of a rout were rudely put to rest as Buffalo's defense stampeded Todd's pass pocket and completely neutralized the Jets' offensive attack for the rest of the day. A touchdown by rookie defensive tackle Fred Smerlas, number 76, was but 6 points in Buffalo's 40-point explosion that occurred in the final 3 quarters of play. The trigger man for the Bills' point burst was rookie Jerry Butler, number 80. His 10 pass receptions accounted for 255 yards and 4 touchdowns, and always seemed to lift Buffalo when they needed it most. On scoring sprints of 75, 74, 9, and 5 yards, Butler teamed with quarterback Joe Ferguson to rally Buffalo from a losing cause. Jerry Butler's performance was nearly unbelievable and combined his exceptional athletic abilities with a knack for being in the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's better to be more lucky than good, but on this day, Jerry Butler and the Buffalo Bills were both, during a 46-31 come-from-behind victory. In Cincinnati, the Houston Oilers spotted the Bengals 24 points before Bum Phillips's boys said, "Whoa!" and shut down rookie Jack Thompson and his offensive attack for good. Cincinnati managed only a field goal from the second quarter on, while Houston's Dan Pastorini rallied the Oilers to a 27-27 tie that spilled into overtime. The Oilers finally escaped, but only after a missed Bengal field goal and a successful try by place kicker Tony Frisch, number 16, that salvaged a 30-27 Houston Oiler turnaround. It was the second time this season the Oilers had come back to win from a sizable deficit, and this effort was truly a team accomplishment, combining offense, defense, and special teams into a winning formula. This same combination also enabled the Denver Broncos to emerge victorious last Sunday. Right from the outset, the Broncos had their hands full because they were up against the elusive Jim Zorn and his high-flying Seattle Seahawks. Zorn moved his club up and down the field against the mighty Denver defense and built a seemingly comfortable lead of 24 points midway through the third quarter. Such a lead against the usually dormant Denver offense is supposed to be a sure win. But here Seattle saw their victory hopes scared away by quarterback Craig Morton, who ghosted off of the Bronco bench and frightened the Denver offense to life. Amazingly, Morton led Denver to 4 touchdowns in the final 18 minutes of play to rescue a Bronco victory 37-34. For 2 years now, Denver has made a habit of winning games no one felt they had any business winning in the first place. But that's Bronco mania. And while there seems to be no apparent reason for it from week to week, Seattle and a lot of their beaten opponents will verify its existence.